What's going on, guys, on the Team Fear Pro channel? I know we haven't posted on this channel a lot, and we've just been really extremely busy. We really haven't had any content for you guys. It's pretty crazy. The actual last video we uploaded was the Fear documentary?
I think so, yeah.
Damn, dude, that's a long ass time ago. But not only that, but we also don't have a team. So we can't really post any team footage.
That was perfect, dude.
So we actually want to talk to you guys a little bit about that. Talk to you guys a little bit about Ghost, what our thoughts are on Ghost, possible team decisions, roster changes, etc. New beginnings in Columbus. I guess that'll be the topics for this podcast. For those of you who don't know, I have Crank alongside with me. Yeah. And I have Splish alongside with me as well. So if you guys want to say hello and introduce yourselves.
What up, guys? Fear Crank, one of the GMs for Fear.
You already know it's the one and only Fear Splish.
The guy with the tattoo.
Yeah, the one and only one with the tattoo of Fear.
For those of you guys who don't know, Splish actually, he has a Fear tattoo, the Fear gas mask. Now, I'm loyal, I'm dedicated, I'm loyal to the bone. This guy has a fucking tattoo of the gas mask on his forearm.
Hashtag not as dedicated as Splish.
Yeah, so I actually ended up telling him, I was like, dude, honestly, bro, I've been a part of Fear for going on 8 years now. That's not enough. I need to get Team Fear tatted on my eyelids or some shit just to make up for it, because that's a little insane. But anyway, to give you guys a little update on what's been going on, a lot of you guys know that I was teaming with Pac-Man, Looney, and Wheats for quite some time, maybe 4 months, something like that. We ended up placing 6th at UMG Dallas, and the team itself wasn't really. I wasn't really feeling it. I guess what we'll do here is we'll give our opinions, then we'll go Cranks, then we'll go Splishes about what we thought of it. Pac-Man ended up posting a big post about me and how I'm untrustworthy and undedicated and all that stuff. For those of you who don't know, Fear was crippled after COD Championships. We took a big loss. We placed 5th at COD Champs. Collectively, we took home $70,000 for the team. I don't mean to boast, but at that time and previous year, we were one of the most earningest teams in terms of income. Things were going great. We had 4 people who could stream, successful streams, 4 people who had successful YouTube channels, and 4 people who had successful social networking skills. And when I brought this team on, I was looking for loyalty, and I knew that it could hurt us greatly if they didn't, pick up and start working hard to gain that level. Basically, to make a long story short, it was kind of like if you were to join Optic and not utilize the benefits around it by creating social networks and posting YouTube videos, etc., etc. That would be the best way to just put it flat out. Join the team simply to play. They weren't interested in anything else. Some people might say it's good. Some people might argue that. Honestly, in my personal perspective, I don't think it's good at all. I think that Fear was a organization that was self-funded. We funded ourselves to go to events at one point, and because we could, we followed, a few simple rules. Wake up, grind, put out videos, and stream. That way, we're able to strike deals such as the deal we had with Twitch, and the deals that such as the one we had with Google and YouTube. We were doing big things. We actually ended up losing those deals as well because of what happened after COD Champs. So Fear, as a business and as an organization, was crippled. Now, I don't know if you guys know how much it actually takes to run an organization or to pull half of the shit that we've pulled off, but it does take a lot of hard work. A lot of people say, why don't you grind the game? Because really can't when you're trying to run a successful organization and be successful at pro gaming. I'm not complaining. I can take it both on because I can do 2 things at once. It's easy for me. Been doing it since I've been on Xbox Live or since I've joined Fear. It's really no big deal to me. I'm good at it. I'm good at social skills, and I'm good at managing and all that other stuff. APOC also was helping out, so things were golden. We took a big L. We lost management. We lost players. We lost graphics designers. We lost video editors. We lost sponsors. Everything. So just keep that in mind when I tell you my perspective of picking Pac-Man, Wheats, and Looney up. After we pick them up, things were going good as normal as any other team would. Every team that starts up is perfect. It's like a new relationship. You shit with the door closed. You don't fart in front of each other. It's perfect. Shit is golden. All right. Well, after a few, come on, I can't be any realer. And then after a little thing that I call comfortability kicked in, shit started going downhill. You started seeing disrespect. You started seeing shit talk, disobeying things that you tell them to do and they don't do. Crank is obviously going to touch on that more than I have because he's actually made more of an effort to actually, kick them in gear when it comes to being motivated for YouTube, for Twitch, and all that good stuff. So he'll have more to talk about, but they just weren't on that path. They were just on the path of just playing. And to be honest with you, even though they are great players and I do respect them, they don't really have what it takes to be winners, to be champions, because they weren't really putting the effort in game time wise to actually do that. And what I mean is they wouldn't scrim rotation. They had a huge problem with rotation. They would not play S and for those of you guys who don't know what rotation is scrim hardpoint, S&D, and CTF. They had a huge problem with that. They wanted to play hardpoint only. Our hours of scrim time were bad, and I won't lie to you guys. I wasn't as dedicated in Black Ops 2 after COD Championships when it comes to playing as much as they were, for the sheer fact that I was trying to rebuild. It's an organization. If you start losing money and you don't make anything other than going to events and winning, then what's the point of doing it? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't realize that Fear doesn't make their money by winning events. We make our money from social networking, striking deals, and to be able to do that, you have to work harder outside of the game as well as inside of the game. Now, as much as I give them props for being on and wanting to play, they just had very bad attitudes. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. They had very, very bad negative attitudes. Give you an example, Looney never really respected me. He never really respected me as a player. He never really respected Fear as an organization. And there's actually a video on YouTube right now of him back in Modern Warfare 3 talking shit to us. Now, and you ask yourself, why pick him up? I didn't know this. I didn't know who Looney was when we picked him up. And to be honest with you, I was unsure about it when we did. Pac-Man talked about not going to events. Some of the events, we had very reasonable explanations not to go to. Anaheim, I wasn't secure. I felt that my team wasn't as good as it should be because of practice-wise and just picking up a whole bunch of brand new players to go to an event to play through open bracket without any pro points and spending all that money to travel out there to get a bad placing. I thought it would be beneficial to Fear to actually sit this event out and just really go over things, practice, strategize. I thought that was how it was going to work. Not how it went at all. It was actually the complete opposite. So we ended up not going. Pac-Man and them did. And they actually did place 13th. But the thing is they had a pretty easy ride up until they played John's team. And then they lost. So they placed 13th. I give them respect. That's cool. With me, they probably could have got higher. Who knows? But I made a decision as a GM, as an owner and captain of Fear, not to go to that event simply because we were getting a shitload of backlash from letting go of Assassin, and we didn't want to get a bad placing. And I wasn't secure. I wasn't ready. They were already a team of 3 prior to teaming with me. I wasn't. So obviously there's some confusion there and mix-ups with, not being confident in your team. It's very normal. I'm just one to admit it. I'm not making excuses. The next event that came up was UMG Atlanta. Now, for those of you who don't know, UMG Atlanta was only a 10 grand event, and Optic didn't even go to this one either. What was it? It was a 10 grand event, and after the whole dilemma after COD Champs, we actually ended up paying out of pocket. Sponsors weren't sponsoring us for any events other than MLG. So I told them we were having internal issues as well. Right, Crank? We were having issues in the sense where we weren't getting along. We weren't really winning our scrims. It wasn't really going good. I saw it as a negative. And not only that, but I also had to go work with my dad as well. I actually had plans to go to Atlanta just because it was a state away with Crank. He's right here. He could tell you himself. And I actually had to go work with my father. So I couldn't go to UMG Atlanta. Now, whether or not people see that as a viable reason not to go or not, I don't really care, but that's what it is. I told them I was very straightforward with them. I never jerked them around, as if Pac-Man said, and that's what happened. Then does it make sense that we go to UMG Dallas but not UMG Atlanta? No, it doesn't make any sense at all. And we were also going to go to MLG Orlando, but it was on the same day as UMG Atlanta, and it was on the same exact, but it was invite only. So we couldn't go to both. We already had plans to do that. Now the team pass, this is the last and final thing before I go on and let them speak about this whole decision, this whole ordeal. The team pass, I was at UMG at Dallas, and I got an email from MLG, and MLG told me that they had a team pass reserved for us and to pay for it whenever. I said, well, I'm not going to be home till Monday. Could you please reserve it for Wednesday? I emailed them on Monday, and they told me that they didn't even tell me anything because they didn't get my email. Crank knows the details about that, but I guess Gmail was down?
Yep, Gmail was down. Their servers got hit offline for the weekend.
All right, so they didn't get it. So I emailed them again on Wednesday, and he said, sorry, but your team pass has been expired. We'll get you one as soon as possible. I showed them the emails. Nothing sketchy. Nothing untrustworthy about it. And it wasn't looking good. There's a week left, and they finally told us that they're leaving the team. They felt that they weren't treated the right way after giving them product. I even let Pac-Man, go in my place at the COD Ghost event, invite only. The fact that they said that I was untrustworthy and all that stuff really, really, really bothered me a little bit, because I actually had offers to pick other people up, and actually, even for this event, I had offers to go with BenQ. I turned them down because it was my fault for the team pass messing up. And, I told them it's not right for me to go and you guys not to go. So, I was honest. I told them straightforward how I felt about it. We couldn't go to Gfinity because it was way too expensive, and we couldn't go to France because we didn't qualify for it. So that's it. That's plain and simple. That's all it is. I think that he made that post because he was a little, I guess, he felt bad because he doesn't really sketch on teams. So he felt bad doing it, and he made up any possible excuse he possibly could, I feel. So that's what happened with them. If Crank and you guys have your...
Yeah, really what it boils down to is just attitude, man. The attitude that these guys had, this goes for any person that's trying to make it in Call of Duty esports. Your attitude is the biggest thing you need to keep in check. You can't be negative 24/7. You can't, down your teammates in-game, out-of-game, wherever, Twitter, when you're in Pro 8s and the person's not there, but he can still hear you on somebody's stream because, everybody tells everybody what happens. For me, it was kind of upsetting when I would, offer my time and my advice and, towards getting them to be, market themselves because, even if they weren't on Fear, if you market yourself the correct way, you'll be fine. And if you don't agree with that statement, you're delusional because look at Optic. The reason they turned down going to UMG is because they could make more money streaming because Hex is literally ingrained in all four of those players that marketability is everything, and that's how we get our money. I would offer these guys advice, you guys need to do this, and I wouldn't even do it in a condescending way, but I guess that's the way that they took it. I would just offer my 2 cents, and I would literally get replies that I don't know shit, I'm a random, and then I just need to shut the hell up. And this was a regular occurrence every time I tried to offer up advice. Really, it all just boils down to attitude. Attitude affects everything, in-game and out of game, especially for an organization. And that's really all I have to say on the whole thing.
Really, before we go on to Splish, a lot of you guys might say, why did you stick with them? Because I honestly had faith. They're actually really good players. They're all really talented. You guys know that. Saw it at UMG. They're all talented. We all put in work, and we placed 6th that event. Looney actually stopped trying for some odd reason versus Envious, and he actually put that on Twitter that he stopped trying. So, even that right there shows towards even attitude-wise. They're not really conditioned to be, the best that they possibly can be because they get upset a lot. But yeah, Splish, what do you have to say? Because I remember bringing you in while we were coaching and them just shutting you down as well.
Yeah, going into, I'm not a competitor, all right, but I'm like the extra pair of eyes when it comes to watching Fear play because I learn new things. It's a really good experience to watch Moho and watch the Fear guys go in and wreck house. So they were playing a scrim. I forgot what team they were against, and I was like, hey, listen, it's Hardpoint. sometimes people don't pay attention to the time, so that's what I'm there for. Hey, by the way, it's 25 seconds. You guys need to rotate. So I'm saying, hey, nice shots, good job. 25 seconds, you need to rotate. And then out of nowhere, you have one of the players, either Pac-Man or Looney, say, hey, Splish, do me a favor, shut the fuck up. And it wasn't like in a joking manner either. It was more along the lines of, hey, you need to shut the fuck up. Keep your 2 cents out of this. And like that attitude right there it's just unacceptable. The motivation has to stay high. The positivity has to stay high in order to come out victorious. And seeing these players, seeing what they do and how they talk amongst themselves, and they just shit talk each other. And when they did it to Moho, guys, you've seen Moho go insane. At UMG, dropping 15 kills in S&D. That was unbelievable. Clutched the game for Team Fear. That's the Moho we know and love. But seeing him scrim outside lines when we weren't streaming, trying to stay under the radar, seeing him scrim with these guys, he wasn't the same Moho. They were shitting on him nonstop. They were talking trash about each other nonstop. And that motivation wasn't there. The positivity wasn't there. They would wreck house, win maps, do great. As soon as they lost their first map, that's when everything fell downhill. And it was just unacceptable. It wasn't a professional manner. And that's the positivity and the professionalism. That's what you need. You need the positivity. You need to stay professional in order to win these games and be victorious. That's all I got to say on that topic.
That was perfect. I mean, you put it so well, man. Like, honestly, like teaming with them, and then from teaming with Assassin, John and Sharp, where you're able to talk to them and go over stuff and agree on certain things, that we all make mistakes and agree on every mistake. That's one thing this team never really had to offer, and I really did try to put it together. And honestly, when you're teaming with people like that, sometimes it's really just not worth it to give it your all. And that's the honest to God truth about that. But anyway, I don't want to really, cover over this subject. That they're gone. They had their thoughts and opinions and frustrations that they put on Twitter, and we just pretty much put out the other half. You have to give to get. That's how I was raised. That's how this team was raised. That's how you have to respect each other, no matter if you're playing or not. So. And respect goes a long way. So with that being said, I want to wish Pac-Man, Looney, and Wheats luck. I really have nothing against you guys personally, but I don't really appreciate you guys running my name through the mud because you're unhappy that you didn't get something, or you're unhappy because you missed an event, or just anything like that in general. If you don't really see the big picture of things and you don't see the unfortunate events and all the time that I worked to actually build this brand back up to where it used to be, really do feel sorry for you, and I wish you guys luck. I think you guys do attitude adjustments, you guys will be just fine without me, and just good luck. Good luck. So with that being said, a lot of you guys now see, this is a lot of you guys are still new to the game. You don't really learn as fast as like the other players do, and you probably have really mixed feelings on Ghosts. I know when I tweeted, I was laughing with Tito having a blast because when you play Black Ops 2, you're conditioned to have to put a whole clip into somebody to kill him. You're conditioned to getting turned on. A lot of these players didn't come from Modern Warfare 2, where you die super fast, and it's just the conditioning that they had you guys in playing Black Ops 2. Going into Ghost, it's not going to transition well. And I think when people find the gun that they're comfortable with, the perks that they're comfortable with, and the routes and the strategies and the teams that they're with, I think a lot of people will be a little bit more open-minded to the game, I guess. But keep in mind, my personal opinion on the game is I think it's good. Now that I've actually had time to play it, I've grinded it. I've put so much time into this game already. Whether it be GBs, 2v2, dubs, whatever, scrims, 8s, I've put so much time into it. And I'm actually having fun doing it. And the game types aren't really that bad. People said that the maps were humongous, and at first I thought they were a little bit big as well. And the thing is they put lightweight and marathon in the game for a reason. And if you're not using lightweight and marathon, the maps seem a little bit bigger because you're not traveling as fast as you should be. So if I had to give you guys a recommendation, I'd definitely say put lightweight marathon on, or agility and marathon is what it's called now. But As far as the maps go, they're not really that big to me. I don't really have an issue with them. The dying fast, I'm used to it since Modern Warfare 2. Honestly, this game really has little to nothing to do with kill-death ratio. I don't think that... I mean, you could go 2-18 in Blitz and still have 10 caps. You know what I mean? So I think that's really good. I think the objective players are going to play a big role. I think role playing is actually... brought back. I think a lot of people don't know it yet, but I think that even though SMGs, people say SMGs are weak in this game, I think SMGs are a factor. I'm going to go ahead and go against what everybody says. I think, personally, even though they're not better than ARs, long range or mid range, I think they're a factor. A factor in the sense that if you have to get somebody off of A, you're going to do it quickly. If you have to get somebody off of B, you're going to do it quickly. If you have to be mobile around the maps and you have to be up front and cap and disable flags, you're going to be able to do it quickly. That's my thoughts on the SMGs. I think people are just going to have to, have a little bit of time on the game to actually understand it. Play 8s. You don't have to be known to play 8s. Get a bunch of your friends. Get a bunch of your followers. Post out that you're looking to play. People will message you. Play 8s. Run the rule set that you guys... that you guys will think is going to be going MLG, and just play and get used to the maps. That's all I really have to say about Ghost. That's my personal opinion. I like it. I think it's a lot better than Black Ops 2 in the sense of a funner game to play. But competitive, obviously, they're going to be putting out a little bit more. They're going to be putting out a patch for Codcaster mode. They already gave the S&D settings, so they're listening. Give them time to react and to all the negative hate and all that good stuff. So just have positive thoughts on it, guys, because I'm telling you right now, next year's going to be big. You have MLG, you have UMG, you have Gfinity as well. You also have COD Championships. So don't shit on the game. There's still a shitload of time to make this game a lot more enjoyable for competitive people. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you guys have to think about it?
I initially I had the same complaints that everybody else did. I mean, I still think that some of the maps, are pretty horrible. But as far as like the maps for competitive play, I think we've picked the right ones for the most part. I agree with you that I think subs are going to be the difference, especially in Blitz, because the amount of mobility that you're going to need, because it's going to be such a high capping game, is unreal. I think that the Call of Duty community does the same thing every year. It's like deja vu, where the game's out for like a day and a half, and everybody's like, oh, this shit sucks, it's trash. They did it for Black Ops 2, they did it for Modern Warfare 3, they did it for every Call of Duty that's been out, except probably Modern Warfare, because that game, to everybody, was perfect. The guns are pretty good. I'm glad that it's not a connection-based game, like you said. I was one of the people that was used to putting 3 to 4 bursts with an M8 in somebody and then getting killed like in 2 bullets by a submachine gun. So I'm kind of glad that's over with. The maps really, like you said, everybody's like, oh my god, the maps are huge. Now there are huge maps in this game, but as far as the competitive scene goes, if you do throw agility and lightweight on it, it's nothing. You move around the map. Plus you can slide every 3 seconds. So, I mean, you can get around these maps really quick if you're good at sliding and, you know your corner so you don't get stuck up on it. But that's really all I have to say.
What about you, Splishy Boy?
When it comes to this game, man, I mean, it's a new game. Everyone's going to like the new game. Some people aren't going to like the fact that it's new because they're so used to playing on Black Ops. They have their strategies down. They have their spots that they like to hold and all that, all that type of stuff. But when it comes to me, man, I love this game. This is the fact that it's something new. It's not the same old maps. I'm not doing the same old thing. I have to now work harder now for this game because I have to learn what spots work for me well. Where do I have to go? What guns work for me? Because it's all about personal preference now with this game. People could be good with that S 2010 when I completely suck with it. The Remington's my baby. The Remington's my pride and joy. But when it comes down to it, man, it's a new beginning. It's a new game, a fresh start. And I'm excited to see what this next year, these next events have to hold.
I like how you say it's a new beginning, it's a new start. That's the thing is, people really don't respect the word new. Nobody
Change
likes
is horrible.
new shit. People don't like change, and I think that Call of Duty Ghosts is a little bit different. It plays in a sense of Modern Warfare 2 when it comes to registration. I think the registration's amazing. I don't have any gripes. Do you guys have any gripes with registration?
No, that's
Nope,
one of the best
not at
things
all.
about the game, man.
Yeah, and one could argue and say that registration's garbage. It's just that you die really fast. Whatever. I don't really care. I don't have a problem with registration. I've played on West Coast hosts, and I don't have any gripes. I mean, yeah, sometimes you do get bullshitted, fellas, but it's online. It's Call of Duty. It does happen. Not as bad as Black Ops 2. I can tell you that for right now. Another thing I like about the game is, I joked about them. I made fun of it. The dynamic map elements that they got, like, such as the gas station falling over, nothing big. Like, I'm talking about the shit like, when you can open and close a door, and it'll determine whether or not you can, stop somebody from capping a flag. I like the fact that there's strategy. A lot of people don't think like me already. I throw smoke grenades so people can't hear me running. I think the meta game in this game is really big. A lot of people don't know that yet because either they're slow learners or they refuse to because they don't like change, etc., etc. But, just the fact that you can shut the door on freight and, allow people to not come from the underground. Shut them out, basically. I think
It closes off a route.
Yeah, I think that's dope. I think being able to stop somebody from doing something for the sheer fact that you could just press a button instead of just sit in a corner and wait is perfect. What?
One thing that I don't know if I like in competitive is some of the kill streaks that are allowed.
Well, there is no kill streaks. Kill streaks are not going to be involved in competitive play, and I know you guys might argue that with the 2K tournament that you saw the other day. That was only for GB. What GB does and what MLG does are two totally different things. I'm a part of an MLG Pro Council, and I get the emails, and I know what the rules are. I'm not allowed to really say anything, but I will say that there will be released. Streaks are not available. They will not be involved in competitive play, at least to my knowledge. Now, whether or not they decide to put them in there or not, they might. Up to them, but from what I saw, the very last email, the most recent email, streaks are not involved. And honestly, I don't think this game needs streaks. I think it's actually fast-paced and fun without it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it would be too cluttered with streaks and stuff.
Let me tell you, man, that extra squad mate, bro, he is a beast.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Have you guys seen the video where the squad mate comes and kills the guy in S&D and he's like all happy? Yeah, I think that's a little too funny, man. Anyway, that is our thoughts on Ghost. No real gripes. Just play it, grind it out. I'm sure you'll find what you like about it, and it'll stick to you. We have a lot of time on this game. We have a full year ahead of us with this game. And if you don't like it, you have two options. You can either quit or you can get used to it real quick. I feel bad for those who actually do end up leaving because I honestly see a bright future for this game. New beginnings. Put this down for us to talk about. Ever since the whole, I guess what do you want to call it?
The debacle.
Ever since Sphere actually, started over, like back after COD Champs, me, myself, Crank, we've been working really hard. Did I just say me, myself?
Yeah.
Me, myself, and Crank. Like, what the fuck? No, but what I meant to say is myself and Crank, or Crank and I, if for those of you English majors out there, we actually, we put a lot of work into actually rebuilding this and getting new sponsors and so on and so forth. And I really just want to shout them out. BenQ, you guys, have been fantastic to us. Also, if you guys don't know, we're also with Gamma Gamers, and we have discount codes for a lot of stuff that you guys would probably use and a lot of these professionals use, such as monitors, controllers, and G Fuel and all that good stuff that I will put in the description box. And big shout out to Opponentwear. We're actually a part of Opponentwear now. For those of you who don't know what Opponentwear is, they are a clothing company. They were a sporting company, and then they moved into esports. You can get Fear shorts, fucking Fear shoes, Fear jackets, Fear everything, which is pretty dope. Our store should actually be released sometime in the next couple of weeks for that. We got our website up. Dude, there's so much that, myself and Crank and I was doing outside of playing Black Ops 2, while we had that roster, so much work and so much dedication was put into outside of the game to actually get Fear back to where it is. And, the fact that these guys and Steel Series and, all of our sponsors are with us thick and thin, I really just want to thank them. You guys should thank them as well for, giving you guys awesome discount codes. Like, you can get $20 and $50 off of new and used monitors at BenQ. Like, the best monitors, you can get $50 off. Like, that's
unreal, man.
You can buy a BenQ monitor for literally like $200. That is insane. And G Fuel as well. So if you guys are interested in all that stuff, you guys can go ahead and put go in the description box, and you'll see all those discounts there for you. Something that I didn't bring this up, and I forgot about it, but we actually didn't have a team pass to go to Columbus. And the reason why we didn't have the team pass, I think I talked about it a little bit, is because my Gmail was messed up and MLG wasn't getting my emails. Team pass expired. Pac-Man and them wanted me to buy a team pass for $500 off of somebody, and honestly, it's just not worth it, because you could give the guy the $500 and he could just say, "Hey, screw you," and just dip off. Just wasn't worth it. And I MLG specifically told me that as soon as we get a pass, it'll be yours. But here's actually what happened. Just today, we actually did get a team pass, and it's a little bit too late now because they ended up leaving the team last night. So.
Couldn't believe it, dude. I could not believe it.
And which is weird, because we'd be going to Columbus right now, and they wouldn't have any gripes. They wouldn't have anything bad to say. So, which really sucks on both ends. But what's funny about it is me and Crank were like, "Yo, what's crazy? What if we just get a pass at the last second?"
And this was last night, dude.
This is last night after we saw the big post, and we were laughing about it. Like, what if we got a pass? And it's insane. I woke up, I checked my email, and boom, there's a pass ready for us to purchase. And it's crazy. And, we had to turn it down because obviously everybody's flights and stuff is booked. There's a week left time, and I don't have a team. But I was thinking, maybe we should definitely try to get another pass, and me and Crank can drive up there. Splish is already going, and just compete. Like, how fun do you think that would be? Like, just to see us up there, like, and just like. I will dead ass too try to make it to main stage just for you guys. I will put on a show.
First MLG event for me, and possibly teaming with the one and only Fear Moho. I mean,
will tell you right now, there will be no team that will out-hype us at all.
I will go Super Saiyan, dude. I already won the Super Saiyan award at Dallas. Imagine that.
Final form will be real.
Now you got my loud ass mo, my New York ass yelling across the room. Let's go.
Shit. I mean, all I gotta do is hold Splish's arm up and go, "This is Fear!" Like, scream that shit.
That's it, man. That's it.
If you could, I wish you would have heard us and Mumble, me and Splish going ham bone on this Mumble server, dude. When you were at Dallas,
while you guys were at Dallas, I mean, now I can only imagine at an event, dude. My voice will be gone by the time this event's done.
So I think Columbus definitely isn't out of reach for us just yet. If there is a slight chance that we can get another team pass, I think definitely I'm gonna go ahead and take Crank up on that offer and go to Columbus with him. Not only that, but just to see you guys. A lot of you guys were expecting me to be there and stuff, so I think that would be pretty cool. Definitely
just have fun, man. You know what I mean?
Just have fun. Like I said, this event really, and I tried telling Pac-Man and them this as well. We didn't really have a good season for Black Ops 2. We had a lot of ups and downs. COD Championships was probably the biggest thing that the most success we've had on this game. We won 70 grand collectively as a team, although things fell apart afterwards, which sucks. We did our best. We placed 9th twice. We got 5th, and we got 6th. For a team that was having, a rough patch the whole entire season, I honestly don't think that's bad. I don't think any of you guys who are supporters of Fear should feel, upset about us at all. We just try to give you guys the inside scoop and let you guys know what's really going on. It really took a lot of work. It takes a lot of work for, not only myself, but, the management and all the players and stuff to actually, keep Fear going for you guys, and not only that, but try to produce some of the best entertainment possible. That's why you guys were so happy with myself, Sharp, and John and Assassin. We provided entertainment. We provided you with vlogs, anything possible, making you guys laugh. So, my definite goal, I guess, for possible team decisions after Columbus, because that's going to be Sketch City. I'm definitely gonna do my best to make the right choice on these players and people that I end up picking up, because, like I said, guys, the grind is the real, especially for me, man. I know spots and shit that people don't even know about yet already on this game, and I already know what gun I want to use and telling nobody. But definitely, though, I think you guys will be shocked. Things didn't look too good for us in Black Ops 2, but I promise you guys a bright future with Fear and Ghosts, and and all the things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be, and this is a start as well. We're bringing back the podcast. I think that's huge. Like the podcast was something that you guys loved back in the day that myself and APOC did, and it'll give you guys as supporters a chance to actually get on this podcast with us and state your opinions on a bunch of stuff or whatever topic we're actually talking about. So give us a like, give us a favorite, or possibly a subscribe if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more videos like this. You guys have any shout outs?
Oh man, just happy Veterans Day, to all the vets that watch and play Call of Duty. Me being a vet myself, Splish being in the Army. Happy Veterans Day.
Yep, happy Veterans Day, and Fear for life.
Fear for life, boy.
Hashtag Fear Family.
All right, guys, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching or listening. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace.